the fact that we're number one, we have the best teachers in Nigeria, but there was no infrastructure. Some of our children were staying in a classroom that was built by Lord Lugard, as old as Lord Lugard. And I wondered, how could a child want to go to school? If the school environment is not better than the home, a child is not excited going to school. But today, let me announce to all of you that we decided to construct 305 upstairs. It's called upstairs, 2 floors school, as against the suburb bungalow. And these are all well-built schools, 12 classrooms each. The idea is that people have this belief that only poor children should not climb upstairs to go to school, unless private school, only for the rich children. And I broke that jinx that even the poorest of the poor can go upstairs and go to school. So we have 305 of these schools scattered in all the world, most of them completed, most of them ongoing. And that is the Owerri, the various schools in our various communities. On the education issue, and we're not just providing schools, we provided 600,000 free uniforms, 600,000 free lockers, 600,000 free sandals, canvases. The only thing we have not provided for the children is pants, underwears. But before December, I shall provide underwears for my children. Because these are my children. Now, we brought in about 259 40-feet containers. And I was criticized of bringing uniform. But I accept the criticism. But for children and for education, I don't think right. I can do anything to provide education for the poor children. So these containers you are seeing here is the one that provided all the school uniforms that have arrived. This uniform was seized by customs. And I paid through my nose to clear them, unfortunately. And this is some of the things you suffer if you are imagined not to be in the ruling party. You go through hell, my brother. Now, this is the Minister of Information appreciating the good works of the free desk in Imo State. How many of you remember the statesman? Do you remember the statesman? You see, even you forget so easily. The statesman was one that was abandoned. In fact, they used it as a job center. And the whole buildings were dilapidated and all mess, abandoned, nobody's there. It were mainly few halls that were there. I saw it as a beautiful sight and decided to bring down the entire buildings and rebuild the entire place. And today, we're building what is called Imo College of Advanced Professional Studies, which is a finishing school, where those who are graduates can go and do some courses, underground water welding, non-destructive tests, and some of them that have graduated from this school now are now in Shell, collecting fat salaries and oil companies, because they are now professionals and not just this mere academic acquisition, which cannot help in any practical realities. So this is the Imo College of Advanced Professional Studies. This is my baby. I love this school. And I've gone there to give lectures sometimes, from time to time. That's administrative block, and that is the classrooms and workshops that is there. All these projects have not been commissioned, and I think that's why I might use this opportunity to commission them on TV, because it will take me 1 year to commission all the projects this government has built. Now, this school, I must say, have trained some young engineers. We brought some people from Turkey who trained these engineers. These young boys now can make roads. They can make drainage. So very soon, next year, we don't need to bring expatriates again to handle Nigeria Imo roads. It will be done by the local young engineers who have been trained and well qualified. This is some of the ways we have handled kidnapping. We brought some experts from US who trained our youth, the Imo Security Network. You'll hear about that when I come to security. And they were trained with drugs and sniffers and all that. When we were doing that, people thought we were training people for something else, but they come to find out that it will help the state. Today, there's no more kidnapping in Imo State, no more bank robbery in Imo State. And we are very happy. I'm very happy that the school has provided enough for us. There's a Young Scientist College. How many of you remember the IBC old headquarters at Ebu? The Young Scientist College was established because by going around the state, I found out that most children are no longer taking interest in science subjects. Chemistry, physics, biology, mathematics was no longer interesting, as commerce, economics have taken the day. And I wondered how we're going to produce the young doctors, young engineers. So I decided to build a special school, which is called the Young Scientist College. The Young Scientist College was a school meant to help train some young boys who are hot brains. So we made them feel special. After the third year in school, other schools, you take a common entrance to come to the Young Scientist College. And with that, we were very happy that the school now has over 400 students now who will come out as doctors and engineers. And the enrollment every year is more than 200 students. And we no longer lack chemistry teachers, physics teachers in due course. Gentlemen, I think there's a bit of crack in that entire arrangement. But the Young Scientist College was such that we Thank you. I think you're having some seizure on that matter. Thank you. Now, let's get that right. When it is right, we can come back to it. Now, but don't be surprised. I have all the projects because they were executed by me, so I know their location and everything. So if I have a signal that this will not flow, I want to continue with my presentations. Thank you. Now, so gentlemen, in education, we decided that no, we shall leave no stone unturned in education. Today, I want to announce to you that we may not boast of anything, but let me stand boisterous that Imo State is #1 in education in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I say so because our children in primary school here can teach some students in secondary school in other states. Our children in secondary school here can become teachers in some higher institutions in other states. So education here, and I want to thank my teachers. My teachers, my teachers. Are you here? Can you put your hands together for the teachers of Imo State? And the teachers are now paid as at when due. For the first time, teachers receive their full salaries. And before the 22nd of every month, we'll pay teachers. Civil servants are paid. We'll pay pensioners. No one is being owed ₦1 salary. And in the third side of education, I'll take you to the university. Imo State University was getting a subvention of 57 million naira every month. When we came in, the university was going through strikes every day. We decided that this, since it's education, we must give it attention. Today, ladies and gentlemen, Imo State's subvention have moved from 57 million naira to 252 million naira. And all the claims of lecturers for the past 10 years before I became even the governor, we have settled that. I will have an outstanding of 1.2 billion, which we have staggered now to pay monthly to make sure that the university system is working. So for the university, we're good, despite the fact also that we're paying 100,000 naira to every child in Imo State who is going to university. In fact, yesterday, I approved some of 300 million naira to pay pocket money and allowance to my children in all the universities in Nigeria to give them a sense of belonging. Because before now, there has been a disconnect between government and students. But there's a connection between parents and their children. But with what we're doing in Imo State now, the children are coming back to government. In fact, let me tell you, any parent that is here, or any father or mother that is here, keep your child here and keep governor here. The child will leave the father and come to me. That's to tell you the new relationship. Because we pay now salaries or bursary to children in primary school. We pay to those in secondary school 500 naira, those in primary school 300 naira. And some of this money meant nothing. But it helps to create a bond, a relationship, to remember that when I become a president in future, my state wants this something for me, so I must come back to my state and do something. So that connection is back, and people now can trust government. So on the area of education, we're also building the Marine University in Oguta, the first of its kind in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Though recently, I learned the federal government has gone to start one, but I started before them. We're also building the Imo European University in Idato. The Polytechnic have taken a new look. The IMSUT, which has never graduated for the past 12 years, have now had their first students, doctors, graduating. This is what we have done in the education sector. But one of the